Alright, looks like we are actually ready to get here into the draft. I didn't realize I didn't see the R's from both
Done.
sides there, so
Done.
I
Done.
wasn't quite ready. But here we go. This is our first game of this series, our first game of the night between Shadow of Igris and Poro. Both of these teams are 1-2, looking to improve and get that third win. And I'm joined in the booth by Frostbyte.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you doing on this fine Sunday afternoon?
Oh, just plain don't starve together and
Oh yeah.
dying and
Uh,
starving.
and that's fair.
Fun game though. Fun game.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've. I don't think I played that game. I'm pretty sure
Well,
I
Etoe, it's time to hop in the server
haven't.
and starve with us. All right. Well, we got Shadow Vigorous and Porta Pounders, like you said.
Mhm.
How are their standings right now?
They're both 1-2.
Both 1 and 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Disappointed, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know who I'm disappointed in. Looking right at him.
Yeah. Shadow of Igris, I'd imagine, having some people that we know from last season. Power Pounders being a completely new team, led by the goat BM in the mid lane, has been the standout player for that team, and is also their team captain. You can see the Talia be chosen here.
Yeah, Talia,
Mm-hmm.
a nice flex picks there for jungle and mid. I know Vimstat likes to play a lot of his AP junglers, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of leaning towards more that location, although I haven't seen him play too much Talia, so I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't go to him.
Yeah, I think I've seen him
Oh,
play at least a little bit of Talia. I think he's already chosen Talia in jungle this season. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and check. But I think
yeah.
I've seen it.
We do got the Nocturne on Poro Pounders, one of the ADC's Night Terrors altogether.
Oh, yes,
Champions can just
he
get
did
on
in
top of your
fact
carries instantly.
against Las Cucarachas last weekend. He did in fact play the Talia jungle and went 17, 6, and 15. So was very comfortable on that pick, I'd imagine. Did beat Las Cucarachas in that game. Las Cucarachas did seem to win the other two games. So Las Cucarachas won the series, but yeah, he's had good performances on the Talia, and of course Vimstat, I believe, is technically the highest ranked player in the tournament this season. So yeah, you gotta respect Vimstat in the jungle.
Yeah, and right now we got the instant Thresh lock in for Inviction. One of his one
Yeah,
tricks, I would say, or at least his
yeah,
main. And
100%.
then the Aphelios. Now that is surprising. I don't think Aphelios is that strong right now.
Okay.
Um, but Aphelios is definitely one of those champions where it's like, it's the same old tale. Once you hit 3 items, it's just like maybe four,
We
like you
got
get that
the
100%
Jin
crit,
yet
it is
again.
just gonna blow people up.
Jin Seraphine for Poro Pounders in the bot lane.
Yeah,
But this
Jin's
time the Nocturne is on the enemy team, not on the team against the Jin.
Yeah, Jin's a solid boy. Let's
Mm.
just put it that way. Lots of damage. Not super high DPS, but great burst. And
Yes,
I
yeah.
mean, right now there's not really anything in the way of tanks
Yeah.
outside of Shadow
So
Figures.
definitely, yeah, not too bad right now. They're going to see them ban away the Malphite. The Mundo gets banned away. A lot of beefy boys are getting banned. The Shen was already banned. The Skarner was already banned. So a lot of beef getting banned here
Yeah,
already.
I would like to see Poor Pounders just ban another solid tank because that's kind of seems to be what Lord Coffee Table is playing a lot.
That's fair.
Um,
Yes,
which
yeah,
which makes
exactly.
sense.
That makes sense.
He is
Yeah.
the lowest rank
Mm-hmm.
on the team, and that's typically what you kind of have your low rank solo laners do is just play like the beefy guy who just can't die and then
Yeah.
just has high impact ultimates.
Good to ban out the Ari. We did know Four did play Ari in that game that I just looked at where Vimstat played Talia. I'm not sure if it's bannable per se. You do have last pick on mid, and do you feel that? I mean, like, is Ari that much of a problem? I mean, I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like, yeah, you just think of another big beefy boy. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I don't know. Like Ornn, maybe Ornn. Never mind. I thought of one pretty fast. And
I'm back
Jax
to
gets
rank.
banned out. I think Jax is a pretty decent ban if you are concerned about them putting a carry. I think a lot of teams try to put a carry into Lord Coffee Table or somebody that if they could just get ahead in lane and stay ahead, and they just become a monster at some point. So I think Jax is
Yeah.
one of those champions, and it's a fair one to ban away.
There are a few tanks still available on the
Yeah,
top
good.
side, though. I mean,
That
like
Cassante.
Kasante is available,
Yeah.
super powerful, super impactful.
I would
There's
say it wouldn't
Cho'Gath.
be Yeah, there we go. Cho'Gath would be. I would have put Cassante as like a tank. I would put like my lower elo person on. I would have
Yeah.
put Cassante's not one of those tanks. He is a tank, but not one of those. Like
There's also Tom Kinch, which is just like
that's
super
fair.
lane dominant,
Yeah.
honestly. I don't know what the matchups are looking like for Kasante in terms of like tank v tank.
It's stuff like
I mean, there's also Ornn. It looks like
here. Okay.
now this could be a Zac
Whoa,
top.
this could be Zac top 100%.
Yeah, and
Yasuo.
I think it is. If that is Yasuo, I think this is Zac top.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
This is putting a lot of the AP threshold damage onto Vimstat though. If they do lock
Which
into
is,
Yasuo,
I think is fine. I think he definitely has the playstyle and until he is a champion, I definitely does just a ton of magical damage. So I think it's fine putting all the magical damage on Talia. I think having Talia jungle definitely allows you to do that. Like they won't be short on magic damage in this game no matter what.
yeah.
All right, well now you see the Zac and the Yasuo. You get to choose into that. What do you pick into Yasuo?
Yeah.
Whoa, that would be a choice.
Now
would
this
be a
could be
choice.
Kasante mid as well.
Yeah.
This isn't guaranteed anywhere right now. But this also is putting Poro Pounders fully into AD. Now there is only a Zac that they have to worry about, but that is a lot of AD damage. And you know what Jhin does not like? Having a lot of AD damage on his team, because everyone's gonna build armor now. Jin's kind of like the Karthus of bot lane, you know what I mean? Like when you have a Karthus on your team, you don't want any other AP, so your ultimate is doing maximum value on Karthus. Well, Jin's the same way, but with auto attacks.
Wait, I was typing. Wait, it's the same way in terms of what do you mean? In terms of like waiting, want them to get low or like okay.
Well, no. So Jhin is like the, I mean, really any ADC is like this, but Jhin more so because of Jin's super slow fire rate and high burst. He does not like when his team is copying a lot of his damage profile, which his entire team is AD minus Seraphine, but that is the support Seraphine. And I was saying that it's the same way as a Karthus. Like whenever you have a Karthus on your team, like you don't want magic damage because you want no one to build MR so that Karthus ult is dealing maximum potential at all points because it's a guaranteed thing to hit. And Jin's similar in a way, except Jin's all his damage is coming from his autos. But now, I mean, Zac and Thresh are just gonna be building full armor. There's no reason for them to get any MR this game because Seraphine is not going to be that threat.
Did you spot what Poro Pounders did here? By the way, it is not goat mid. Goat swap to jungle. Goat's playing jungle for Poro Pounders this game.
Interesting.
And he has been playing mid every single game so far. So you probably expect that. I wonder if they're saying like, well, their super high elo person is Vimstat in the jungle. We'd put our super high elo person in the jungle too. It does. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Goat has submitted him. Fair enough. I think earlier this year he's one of those people that played a ton of games. I don't know. He's one of those like people that play like 2,000 games of solo queue a year. I say that like I'm not talking to someone that plays a lot of. But I don't know. Maybe he just had like a 200 game like stint in the jungle. At some point, I think he at some point earlier this year did peak higher than 400 LP. Like I think like maybe of like 1,000 games, maybe in games like 600 to 700 something like that, he was like at 400 LP.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe spend some time in the jungle. It's interesting. Zac top is so. It's so interesting, baby. Yeah, I guess you know what? You could try to ban out as many like what's it called? Like low priority weak side top laners as you want. I think there'll always be there'll always be something left. Like you could there's so many of them. You can play Cho'Gath or Sejuani or Zac, or there's always gonna be something to play. Even if you ban out Malphite and Mundo and Shen.
100%. And it looks like we are going to see the Renekton mid here just from the pick order that we're witnessing. That could have also been another reason why they decided to swap Goat into the jungle, because maybe he's not like the standard like top lane, mid lane player, you know, like
Yeah.
where he like plays those top laners in the mid lane. They're like, okay, well, it's like I can play Nocturne to like a relatively successful degree.
Mm-hmm.
You play Renekton because you can play Renekton better than I can.
I see. Yeah, it's totally possible too. I mean, yeah, it's a draft decision. Whenever they decide to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was pretty sure that they were thinking of doing this, like going against this team, Shadow of Igris. I think may have been part of their prep. We'll see how that works out for them. I don't know. I don't necessarily like it. I feel like, I mean, unless you just go crazy on Nocturne, but I feel like the Poro Pounders, whenever I see them play, a lot of it has been Goat playing aggressive in lane and getting a lead in lane off of just his own individual play. And then them just like playing off of Goat being strong. But you know,
Yeah.
he can be strong on Nocturne too, but I feel like it's just a little bit harder to really force that to happen. And where are you trying to get that strength right now? Like, where do you go? You gonna go bot lane with the thrush lantern? I mean, I don't know actually. I literally I'm looking at this. I actually don't know where he forces his advantage here. But
Ooh, Nocturne?
yes, yeah.
I mean,
like,
100% mid.
mid. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but
Like mid is a guarantee. You have the Renekton empowered stun setup that you can do with the
Yeah.
Fury. You can really even do it top because if Cassandra can get on top of Zac and interrupt his his launch or even ult him towards the tower or maybe even through a wall, that just can open up a huge area for Nocturne to follow up on.
That's fair. Yeah.
Bot lane's a little bit harder because of the lantern, but I mean there are potentials here. Like you have Seraphine ulti, you have the Jhin root. So like I really think that he can play in all lanes. It's just I think his best option here is the Renekton lane because you can make this Yasuo 0-10 really, really fast if Talia's not there.
Well, we will see. Because the reason why we played the game, got to play the game to see what actually happens. We have about 2.5 minutes for the spectator delay. I'm going to hit you guys with that 1 minute ad so we can turn off the pre-roll ads while we load into the Rift. Don't change that number on the. I don't really. I gotta come with something new to say. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't switch the channel. We'll be right back.
Yeah, pretty much.
reaching out, 'cause I cannot fight this feeling anymore. Feels like I've been blown away. I'm pushing out, we're not running round in circles anymore. Feels like like I've been blown away, and I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again. And I won't do it again. And I won't do it again.
Hello, hello. Are you pause the 5?
Yep.
Let's get to the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. 6, 7, 8,
Yep.
9, 10. Let's get into game number 1 between Shadow of Igris and the Poro Pounders. Now, we'll see what happens here. I was looking at the mastery as we were loading into this game, and I will say, almost everyone on Shadow of Igris has a lot more experience on the champ than almost everyone on Poro Pounders. Funny enough, the person with the most, who was like level 7, although the levels don't mean anything anymore, I'm really upset about that. Person with the most experience, the most amount of mastery points on their champion was actually Goat on the Nocturne, hilariously enough.
Oh, on Poro Pounders?
Yeah. I mean, like, everyone else is like below level 7 on their champion. So I'm like, oh, okay. No one's super comfortable on the champion here.
Yeah, Vimstat already looking for some aggressive trades, trying to potentially try to get wards into the jungle, but gets pushed away. And look
Yeah,
right
and
there,
Goat
go
immediately
doing
looking.
the immediate scan,
Yeah.
trying to look, but no wards were actually placed.
Minions have spawned.
Remember correctly now, Talia likes to work the ground near her
Yep.
camps, right?
Yeah, she gets a empowered Q, which is one large rock that deals, I think, equivalent damage to all 5, and the cooldown gets reset
That's
on
right,
the
yeah.
throw. And I think she might get movement speed in the worked ground as well. I don't know if that's still in the game or not, but that used to be the case.
I feel that champion has been changed multiple times in her tenure as a league champion.
Yeah. The both junglers starting out at the top side, so should see clearing down to the bottom, so maybe into a potential gank. I mean, both lanes have great setup. You have the slows from Seraphine, the roots from Jhin, the hooks.
Inviction had the most mastery on his champion, probably unsurprisingly, as we were loading into the game. It's like over 700,000 mastery points on Thresh. Like we were talking about. That's if you've been in BTL for a while, you know that Inviction specifically loves Thresh. This has been a thing. There's multiple seasons where Inviction never got to play Thresh. He's now played Thresh multiple times this year. People are just like, it's fine. Maybe it's not on his recent match history this season. Maybe he didn't play a lot of Thresh on his this season, so it's not on his OP.GG, and people just don't know if they're new. But Inviction would pretty much play Thresh every chance he gets. He's like, oh, Thresh is open? Yeah, sure. I got it. Dope.
And already we got Goat going
Yeah.
towards the mid lane. A nice empowered stun onto Ford, but looks like it is not
Go top
gonna
lane
potentially
to
could go
get
into
a
something.
passive. Oh,
Yeah, they are going
Ooh.
forward. Flash forward by Goat onto Ford while Corrupt is down super low. He's gonna have to flash away from
this could be a
Vimstat to make sure he
problem.
doesn't
Ooh,
die. And a
first blood
first
top.
blood on the top side while this is happening, but Goat picking up a kill for himself. Vimstat's trying to complete the kill with the worked ground. Gets that
Goes
last
to
auto
Goat.
in, but now
Uh-oh.
Corrupt walking right up to Vimstat, a little aggressive, and he dashes
Ooh.
right through the unraveled earth.
Ooh,
And that's gonna be a
not what they
double
wanted
kill
to see.
for Vimstat.
It's gonna be two kills overall after the first blood on the top side. For IQ Island, this Cassante has a big lead up here. Could potentially become pretty big, actually. Yeah, IQ Island, a newer top laner for Poro Pounders, as in was not on the team at the beginning of the season, but has been doing pretty well as well. Up in the top lane, made for the island that is top side
Yeah.
to make the high IQ plays on that island.
Yeah, I'm a little sad that we didn't get to see the 1v1 up there, but
Yeah,
you know.
we saw Zach passive get popped, and I guess
Yeah.
we could assume what happened after that. Going to buy first back Bramble Vest for Cassante.
Yeah, it's a smart play. I mean, it's going to be a little bit hard to get that proc because he has to auto attack him to get that anti heal.
Yeah.
And you don't need to auto attack to get your blobs from Zac. You just need abilities to hit.
So it's really just Zac making mistakes, pretty much, but procking him on himself by auto attacking.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't really need to.
Yeah, and already look, we got IQ
my
Island
God.
engaging onto Lord Coffee Table, and Lord Coffee Table is
Ooh.
just going to drop, and that is going to be another kill picked up on the
Goat's bot
Cassante.
side.
While we have Goat BM going down bot, a nice hook there by Inviction, but it's a 3v2. Inviction flashes the root, but the fear is going down. He should be fine, gets into the tower range, and this could be a kill picked up here from V Street, and that it is the nice root there from Gravitum.
And Angie does go down. This is a very ganky pre-6 Nocturne. I mean, he's only done it twice, but to me, I mean, that seems like a lot already for just for Nocturne in general.
I mean, the more kills Nocturne gets, the quicker he gets that Ultimate Hunter locked in and just puts his ult on the even shorter cooldown. Or he's already been a part of a few kills.
They
And
see
Ford
this.
looking on to Corrupt. Corrupt's is a little bit of a danger here. Goat is trying to save his mid laner, but does not get the pick, but gets the trade with his Q.
Goat will just walk in like, oh, I guess I'll just take that, yeah.
That's going to put both junglers at pretty fast item points. I mean, 3 kills on Vimstat, 2 kills on the Nocturne.
Yeah, this is going to be Vimstat versus Goat. The battle of the 2 highest elos in BTL this season, I guess. Goat specifically swapping over to his role. To Vimstat's role.
And we already got IQ Island starting to assert his dominance onto the Zac. Stops the jump for a nice trade pattern. But the healing from Zac is kind of keeping him in here. Has to be careful, though, because Cassante now does have access
they're doing
to
Dragon,
the ultimate.
but Thresh is looking... Are they looking for the grubs
like
or are they
grubs.
looking top? Yeah, I think they're just going to
Yeah, it looks like grubs.
Yeah.
Looks like
and
we have a
then...
move on to Forward Inviction. It does have the Lantern if needed. A nice double knock up there for Forward. It just gets him back to lane safe and sound. But Goat is on the warpath up to the Void Grubs. The last one's there. Vimstat's trying to complete it and does get it and flashes over the wall away from IQ Islands. That's all 5 members and up at the Grubs. And this just leaves Aphelios down in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Free farming, getting those turret platings. We got some CS gaps starting to go up and all out there from IQ Island trying to get the 1v1, but Floored Coffee Table able to flash out of that queue. And that is, I mean, props to him for surviving because this lane is not going to get any easier.
Yeah. Truly.
Crucially here, Goat about to hit that level 6 mark. Should get it off of the scuttle, but Corrupt is getting engaged on here by Ford and Vimstat. Ford does have the ultimate, does get the ultimate down, and that is going to be a kill picked up. Another one for Vimstat. That puts him at 4-0. And he's up in CS, up in levels, but now Goat having access to Paranoia could look for a move down onto the bot side. But it looks like he might just start the back. And a hook.
Ooh.
This could be a bait, though. And that is the Paranoia right onto Inviction. Inviction's going to get rooted and feared, and that should be a kill picked up for the Jhin. I don't want to say his name because then people will think it's the other champion. But now Goat getting a little bit too aggressive, walking right into Vimstat. Vimstat's going to leave him at 1 HP, gets the Q over the wall, and that is another one for Vimstat. Already at one full item.
Oh, man, oh, man. 5 kills for Vimstat, 5 kills for Shadow of Igris. It's all Vimstat, baby. Oh, no, they have 6. They have 6. They have 6.
Yeah.
6, yeah. It's actually 5 for Poro Pounders, yeah.
Oh, Poor Lord Coffee Table. This
Yeah.
cannot be a fun lane.
Yeah. And no one's visiting it. They're just letting it be an island while they
Yeah,
do things
that's.
around
I
the
mean,
other parts of the map.
I don't.
Understandable.
I don't know how much Vimsat. I mean, I think Vimsat's strong enough to put some pressure on the IQ, but
Yeah.
there's going to be a point where Kasante is just going to be super tanky. And look at this. We got Vimsat walking up. Lord Coffee Table looking for an engage and drops
Okay,
the
here it
ultimate
happens.
onto IQ Island. IQ Island's going to flash away, trying to
Nocturne
get
does
down
not
some
have
damage on the
ulti.
Lord Coffee Table, but Lord Coffee Table still has the passive activated. That's going to be the passive pop and the all out onto Vimstat. But that's going to be a shutdown and so much gold going into the Talia.
Yeah.
Also, Ford doing immaculate in this lane, up 30 CS, up 2 levels. I mean, it's thanks to Vimstat's help, but this is not an easy lane to pilot, and he
Yeah.
is making it look like a cakewalk.
Yeah. Ford doing very well here. I think Ford also has, quite a bit of elo advantage. I think Corrupt is like either Emerald or Plat, and Ford is Masters. Again, this shadow.
getting dropped to stop the back from P Street, and that's going to put them at below half HP on both of the laners here, and just looks like they're trying to buy some time, get some platings, try to even out some of this gold.
I'm gonna say remember for those that may not be, the Shadow of Igris team is incredibly min-maxed. They have a roster that would be 9 points if it wasn't for Lord Coffee Table being bronze. Lord Coffee Table being -4 points allows them to have like essentially GM Master D2 D2. Both their bot lanes.
Yeah.
So it's like it's. Oh boy, are they in trouble here?
Oh, nice TP here from the Etoe, but a huge ulti from Angie to pick up the double kill quick and easy. But now Ford is here trying to complete some more kills. A flash by Smolder to get over the wall, but Ford is going to flash right down after him to hit the Q knock up and drop the ultimate. That's going to be 1 kill picked up and a shutdown and a nice win wall to block the route there. Now it's Goat versus Ford. Angie's on the backside and Exhaust goes down. Now Ford's at a huge disadvantage here while Corrupt is on his way down. I don't even think Corrupt needs to be here, though. That's going to be a kill picked up.
That was a good. I'm not sure if it was just like timing, because that's whenever the spell should happen to come up. And where's the piece, Angie?
Vimstat with the ultimate getting right on top of Angie. Angie's in a little bit of trouble, and Angie is just going to fall.
Yeah. Hey, Talia is a monster. Talia and Goat back and forth here. Absolute monster. There's potentially a second dragon going over to the side of Poro Pounders.
Yeah, Vimstat
but all
like
6 grubs did
go
to Shadow of Igris.
Yeah, so just a trade of neutral objectives here. That's gonna have to see how well Shadow of Igris can use these grubs, because they don't exactly have. I mean, Yasuo's a nice split push threat, but other than that, the rest of the team just kind of wants a team fight. I feel like. Ford just getting down so much damage. Already has the Blade of the Ruin King completed. And I think this lane is a little bit too far gone for Corrupt to come back without some major jungle influence here. But I don't know if Nocturne can really put any more pressure in the mid lane with Vimstat being so strong.
Being almost a 2k gold lead for Shadow of Igris. But it's definitely going to be very, not very well spread out.
Yeah, Vimstat, what a nice knock up there for the follow-up on Ford while Goat goes on to Vimstat, but he doesn't have the damage to complete anything, and just look at how much damage Vimstat is just throwing at him. And now we have an engage on the bot side. Smolder's going to get caught out and just drop thanks to Inviction's great hook there. Now Angie's in a little bit of trouble. A nice route there from the Gravitum from P Street. The hook doesn't hit, but it's not needed. The crit or the lethality doesn't even have any crit yet coming through. That is an interesting Aphelios build I'm looking at right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Lord Coffee Table in a bit of trouble. The all-out pulling him back, but a nice flash to get out of harm's way. And P Street using the red-white to just get down so much tower damage. I think he gets first tower, or not first tower. It was already gained by Ford, but
back out from it. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, Lord Coffee Table, as long as you're not dying, you're doing your job up there, baby.
That is true, especially this game. You already have your carry set up and fed. You just have to be that indisputable tank that no one can get through.
Just be weak side. Be weak side, just survive, try not to die too much, make sure Cassandra doesn't get too crazy powerful, and then you're doing your job. All you gotta do is survive in this team comp. And just how the team is constructed in general, just with the people that are on the team. Like, hey, Vimstat, Ford, P Street, Eviction, they can do all this shit. They can do all the damage and all the fun. We just need you to be a big, beefy boy that plays that weak side and stays alive. And that will be Lord Coffee Table MVP. Lord Coffee Table enables the rest of the team to be so strong.
Yeah, we already have Vimstat looking on another play onto Corrupt. Corrupt's just going to get caught out of flash away from the E knockback.
Flashed at the right time.
But I don't know if he's able to get away from this. Look at the Q damage. He's going to get dropped down so low.
Oh,
the
no, and he
does
burns.
complete the kill, though. The double burn item's doing so much damage.
Oh, man. Yeah, Vimstat going kind of crazy on this Talia.
Talia dropping the ultimate onto Angie, onto Smolder. The paranoia is going to come out, but he's not in range quite yet to get it off. He does get there, but it's a little bit too late, and he's going to fall just like Angie. This leaves Smolder alone to try to defend the tier 2. And it's just slowly getting out of control more and more. IQ Island, I feel like, needs to try to make plays around the map now. Like, yes, we know you win the 1v1 against Coffee Table, but maybe not this one.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Lord,
my
with
goodness.
The 1v1 onto the
Oh,
Cassante.
that's not supposed to happen. Oh, no. That right there is mayday, major problems there. That was not supposed to happen. That happening is despair for Poro Pounders. That is the lane that you're supposed to be ahead of and winning. Oh, no.
Yeah, things are slowly starting to fall apart. It's 15 minutes, 9,000 gold in the lead.
Yeah, losing all the towers. Oh, no. Does that TP even go through?
But
does that TP go through? Okay, it does.
Yeah.
Right.
IQ Island is here trying to get that play. A nice all out there to stop the Zac E, but he does lose a lot of HP there. He does make it up for in damage with Goat being up here. I don't know if Lord Coffee Table has much in a way of getting out. Passive going to be popped. There is teleport available on Ford, but looks like he's just going to let his top laner die.
Hey, he got a solo kill, man. He's done more than asked for.
Yeah,
this Renekton literally has to hide because he can't actually fight it. Oh, no.
Yeah, we do have Ford or P Street going on to Angie, and there is a fire truck. Oh, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Fire truck came in for a gank, and Angie's dead. What just happened?
Oh, no, they don't have an advantage. And see, this is where I actually don't like going jungle here. I just like don't see how you become enough of a monster on Nocturne as opposed to just the mages he was playing before and to get to play for an advantage mid lane. Now, Ford is not a pushover mid lane. It wouldn't be easy to get an advantage versus Ford, but like Goat has won pretty much all of his lanes. And that Risen Esports with the raid, and I'm actually here and aware this time.
Smolder's going to flash over the wall while Vimstat is trying to get down some more damage. Goat's going to drop the paranoia and jump on to Vimstat. Vimstat's going to get dropped low, but the Thresh is there to flame away and keep him alive.
It's not enough. Who's that behind the Risen channel rating us this time? I say y'all rated us yesterday. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I guess the timings are working out on these streams. Appreciate the raid. Risen Esports coming in at 25. Another one, the long-standing amateur tournaments. I feel like we've seen so many I've seen so many amateur tournaments rise and fall in the time in just the past few years. Like there'll be like the new big thing. All right, whatever happened to like LHG or like I mean, there's so
by
many.
there, Eviction. What a great look there, and that's going to be another pick onto a member of Poro Pounders, and that's going to be Inhibitor falling. And I just don't know how they stop this.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was gonna say I feel like I'm in so many amateur
is
discords.
godly.
Yeah. I think we go back to mid, put him back on a mage, on some type of scaling mage mid, and let him go to town on a mid pick. Cause this is rough.
Yeah, it has to be the angle. The go into the jungle was not really the play. I think Vimstat just has his number there. Vimstat, a seasoned jungle player.
Yeah. It was all over the place. Was on the Talia pick. Now you can be happy that Talia is no longer available, but Vimstat has many picks, of course, not just Talia. There's the Diana, there's the Nico, there's some other AP pick. So he does enjoy. And yeah, I feel like you just rather just get the advantage in the lane and be in the situation because like Nocturne also doesn't scale. Like if you don't get ahead as a Nocturne, like then you're just not gonna be that monster that this team I think needs Goat to be. Just in the way
Yeah.
that it's set up right now, like team just needs Goat to consistently be strong.
Yeah. The siege starts.
Ooh,
Angie
this
gonna
doesn't
drop an
even
ultimate for a double ultimate,
do
but it's on the
anything.
tanks, and we have
Look at how
Corrupt
much
just focusing the
damage.
tanks while Nocturne tries to go into the back line, but he does
Oh,
not have anyone
no, they
following
don't kill
up. There's a little
anyone.
bit of a disconnect, and that's going to be two kills picked up for Peachtree. Another ultimate there from Ford to get locked down onto
Does
Angie, and
anyone
that's going to
die?
be 4 for none. A little bit of a desync there. Jin's trying to pop the ultimate, trying to pick up one more kill for his team.
Coffee table, stop talking. Just stop
Last
walking. Coffee
shot
table, what are you
and
doing?
boom.
Wait, there's people to hide behind. Just stop walking.
He was trying to ego it.
It was just trying to dodge, and there was a whole wind wall he could have just stood behind.
Yeah, there was major dissync in that fight. Angie and Corrupt looking at both tanks there, while Goat looking for the carries. I'm not really sure why Corrupt, with his burst build, is going right for the
why
Zac
is
and the
Corrupt
Thresh.
going a burst build right now anyway? Hey, my man, 9,000. Thank you for the follow.
We do have Baron getting started up here by Vimstat and his team. No contestation.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, we're just.
I don't even know
at
if
this
they know
point,
they're
just-
on
I think
this.
you're just planning for game number 2 at this point. I mean, like this is.
Yeah, I mean 13K,
They
20
don't have
minutes.
a way of. They don't have scaling literally anywhere, right? Like, how do they get back into this game? I don't even see it happening. Like, there's.
Yeah, it's definitely
Like,
going to
these are
be.
early game champions that are behind. Like, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it has to be the Hail Mary of comebacks here, but I just don't know if
Yeah.
that's going to be possible with how strong Vimstat is, how strong the Aphelios is now.
Yeah, we don't
And
got
now
any-
Angie going to get caught out here by Vimstat,
no,
caught in
no,
a back, and this
no,
should just
no.
be Angie falling prey. And now we have the ultimate
Oh.
from Vimstat dropping onto Corrupt.
Oh,
Corrupt
rest in
is
peace,
going to get
Corrupt.
caught out here just a little bit, just like Angie. A flash away to keep him alive.
Whew.
And a
This
blast
is
cone, but
rough.
Vimstat flashing forward to hit those keys, trying to get down as more damage as he needs. Vimstat
Vimstat
so
gets
close to picking
faster.
up
It's
this
going to
final
get
kill.
faster. Yep.
Paranoia going to get dropped onto Vimstat,
Oh,
trying to get
no.
that re-engage, but it's not going to be enough. Vimstat gets feared, but gets the
Oh,
kill. Has the
Jesus.
Hourglass to save himself from Goat, and now Goat is on the run. Has to try to get away. He knows if he dies, it is 100% GG. Trying to pick up some kills where
Oh,
they can.
no!
Oh, what a huge hook there by
Oh,
Eviction with the follow-up. And that's going
no!
to be 4 members dead. Bimstat still alive. Angie has respawned. It is a 5v2. All inhibitors down. Baron up. First Nexus Tower drops to minions. And this should just be game right here and now. Smolder going to drop the ultimate, but I mean, everyone's full HP. There's not a lot of damage. Lord Coffee Tape going to go in to stop that. A flash forward by Eviction, trying to get some more kills, but that is it. That is game number 1,
no.
going over to Shadow of Igris.
That was so tragic. Just took him there. Just took him to the running away Nocturne. The Thresh. Oh man. I mean, like I said, the game was doomed. I think they picked early game. They didn't have go to the mid lane. I mean, that was just gonna be tough. Tough. We look at it here. Look at the most damage of the game is going to be dealt by, very unsurprisingly, Vimstat, who was 15-0-6. Hey, Vimstat on this Talia in game 1 is going pretty crazy, eh? Doing the most damage of the game by quite a bit. No one else on the team even does more than 12k. And then the most damage on the other team was just IQ Island, which was all just IQ Island just beating up on Zac, I think. Just Cassante trying over there. Yeah, not a great showing here in Poro Pounders. I hope that they do switch back to Goat being in the mid lane. I'm not sure if this will, or at least put Goat on like a scaling carry in the jungle. I don't know. This is a rough draft. I think it was going to be very difficult for you to play this way against Shadow of Igris, who have such strong just such strong players in all roles except for topside. And then topside, hey, but Lord Coffee Table holding his own, literally getting a solo kill against IQ Island. So I mean, yeah, I mean, great game 1 for Shadow of Igris, but it is true fearless draft. So all these characters that we saw here will be disabled for game number 2, meaning that we will not have a Talia again for Vimstat. So that means we have to get ready for the game number 2 draft and see what Poro panels can change, because that game 1 was not it. So we'll catch you guys after the break.
I'm reaching out, cause I cannot fight this feeling anymore. Feels like I've been blown away. I'm pushing out, we're not running round in circles anymore. Feels like I've been blown away, and I won't do it again. No, 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 I won't do it again. No, 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 and I won't do it again. And I won't do it again. These words won't get through to me when I'm not listening. These words are no use, no tell me, is this worth risking? And I won't do it again. It's contagious. Tell me, do you feel it too? Mr. Magician, tricking me to loving you. Turning pages, looking for something new. But the rain is stopping me from pulling through. I'm gonna take a deep breath, cut the loving in two. 'Cause I'm needing nothing, coming straight there from you. I'm gonna take a deep breath, straight there from you. I'm gonna take a deep breath, cut the love in two, 'cause I'm needing not this. Oh, Mr. Magician, your trickery is fine. Mr. Magician, I want you to be mine. Mr. Magician, you're pulling down my spine. Mr. Magician, I want you to be mine. I take a breath, I suffocate. You rip me off the preliminal stages. You're playing with my fire. You're burning away your sheets.
They just had to get ready, and my favorite part of this song. All right, whatever. Here we go into game number 2 between Shadow of Igris and Poro Pounders. We now are into the draft, I should say, into the draft. And then we'll get ourselves some Champs League music going, and then there we go. Then we can get into it. All right, let's see what happens here in game number 2 if Poro Pounders change up any of their. Well, change up their strategy in general. Banning out the Orianna is interesting because we saw the best Orianna I've seen in BTL so far this season was from Go. So I'm kind of surprised that they banned out the Orianna, but okay, interesting. And again, remember, this is True Fearless Draft, so any champion that you saw in game number 1 is no longer available here in game number 2. So that will be the Talia, the Thrust, the Aphelios, the Zac, the Yasuo, the Noctu, the Jhin, the Seraphine, the Cassandra, and the Renekton are all gone. And we're going to see the Ahri banned out again. So again, a couple of bans into the mid lane. Yasuo does not need to be banned. Yasuo is already banned. But we're going to see pretty much the same bans here from the Shadow of Igris. Banning out the Kazakhs and the Skarner and the Shen. And Volibear gets chosen here for B1 from Poro Pounders. I think that's Volibear top.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's going to be
over to
Ashe.
Ashe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Volibear would have also been viable. It's a good flex pick, again, from top to jungle. But Ashe, one of the, go-to ADCs, just a lot of utility, a lot of poke and pick potential.
Yeah, we saw some incredible Ashe arrows from UBC yesterday.
Yes.
So we see the usefulness of that champion.
We're going to have to see what Shadow of Igris does. They got the Kog'Maw hover.
Speaking of UBC.
Yeah, that is going to be the Kog'Maw now. UBC does like to do the ADC build, but I don't know what P Street likes to do. There's a fair few builds that you can go on
with
Kog'Maw.
Nautilus. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, this makes me feel like a potential AP Kog'Maw here,
Yeah,
just
with,
because
more
Nautilus has
bursty.
great lake down, higher burst.
Ask
But
the
Braum is going to be the
okay.
answer. Oof, that is a tough lane.
Yeah.
Especially with Ashe already having an innate slow, just means that Braum gets those Qs more guaranteed.
Yeah.
Make sure that when the Qs do land, it's almost a guaranteed stun. Let's see what Poro Pounders go with on the flip. That is going to be Echo.
Shout out Arcane. I haven't watched any of it yet, so nobody's saying anything. But hey.
And so Echo can definitely be mid or jungle. So a little bit of a flex there. More likely jungle, from what I've seen, at least in solo queue.
Okay.
But can definitely be flexed into the mid lane. Got to see what Shadow of Igris goes. I feel like we should be seeing a jungle pick here.
I would think so. Oh.
Ooh. Now, as a 3-way flex, I can be Gragas top, jungle, mid.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Gragas jungle because I don't think Bimstat plays Gragas. But
I've not seen it, but it'd be super interesting.
yeah, we do get the Mundo. Once again, Mundo banned there by Shadow of Igris. See if Poro Pounders. I don't think they should be banning Malphite this game. I mean, they might.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, Malphite's just
All right.
such a simple tank, super reliable.
Yeah.
Just a big old R bot.
Yeah.
And we do get
Same
the
with
Jax,
Jax,
ban.
yeah.
And this time, not dropping a ban on mid.
Oh,
They're
look
gonna
at
switch
that.
it over to the orange.
I wonder if they heard me last draft.
Yeah.
But
there's still some
yeah,
pretty
I guess-
valuable tanks
yeah, it's
here.
like
that,
like Sejuani. You can play Sejuani top and be just
Yeah,
fine.
no,
Exactly.
well.
Look at that.
So now this makes me feel like it's going to be Sedge top, Gragas mid, and I feel like then we're just going to see another carry champ by Vimstat here.
It's interesting.
I
Yeah.
really don't think that's Vimstat on Sejuani.
Oh no, I definitely not think so. I think we've already seen Lord Carpenter play Sejuani top. I definitely think it's Sejuani top.
Yeah, Nico's available.
There's the volley.
Lily is available.
I would. Yeah, Lilia is available. Nico and Lilia are both available. Very true.
Amumu's available. There's also something that Vimstat actually does play a decent amount is Viego.
Isn't
actually.
Diana one of his picks?
Yeah, Diana's
right?
also. Yeah, Diana's a good one, but I think Viego. I think you need a source of AD here.
Whoa, this is Echo Flex top. Okay, is this or this?
No, this can be Echo Jungle.
Definitely Echo Jungle.
This can be Echo Jungle Volleyball.
Man, remember the Echo top days?
Yeah. Oh.
With that
And
same, with
there
those
it
same
is.
3 items that every top laner built, and then everyone went up. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
and the Viego is locked in. Now I gotta message Vimstat and say predicted nerd.
Yep. Okay. You see the Vagar as well.
Yeah,
I wonder
had
who's
a pretty
going
strong
where.
feeling. I had a pretty strong feeling that he was gonna lock in Viego there, just because they don't have any AD damage really. Like yes, Kog'Maw has the ADC
Yeah,
build,
I see
but a
what you
lot of
mean.
his damage
Yeah.
is still coming from that W.
That's fair.
But I think it's gonna be Volibear top. Is Goat still jungle here?
We gotta. I don't know. We gotta have the shuffle. We will see.
Kind of looks like it. Actually,
I have no idea.
Mid. Angie, I'm so confused. Oh, wait, no. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be same exact lineup.
They're
It's
the
Corrupt
same.
to sub. Is that why they're
Corrupt
doing this,
is
or-
new to the team. I'm not sure what role. Corrupt just got added onto the team. But maybe subbing though. Yeah. I know they just had some changes to their team recently. I'm not sure what his main role is going to end up being. Let's see. Poro Pounders, who are they missing? Kokino and Asmia, but Angie's been playing. Latex Monkey Nuts is not here, who is their typical jungle. So yeah, the typical jungle isn't here. And Smolder typically
might
was
be
playing
white.
top side, was playing top lane. Now IQ Island's come in and been playing top lane. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there could be some subs here for this game.
Yeah.
That or just a complete player mashup.
yeah.
But already, I am liking the look of Shadow Vegas' team comp here. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
they
think
have the momentum. They're definitely playing hot today.
Yeah.
And their team comp is just it's a well built team comp. They have 2 super tanks in the solo lanes. They have the Nautilus for engage. They have the Gragas for picks. And then they have the massive amount of long range damage there from Kog'Maw with Vimstat able to get those resets. And Diego's just one of those champions that like it's reset central. As soon as you get one, you're gonna get more.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so I guess Volibear top, Echo jungle. I mean, I prefer Echo for Goat than the Nocturne. Could be a little bit snowball, a little bit more early game focused too, but still has like a really good strong. Could have a strong late game. Could potentially be like in silent stuff like that too. I think gives him a little bit more agency than Nocturne.
Yeah.
Can do more, could build differently, has a more variety of builds, can do different things if not super far ahead, So I do like it more. That being said, I wouldn't pick them to win this game per se.
They definitely have a pretty both team comps are pretty well built. Getting away from the Jhin, so they have that sustained damage, like you were saying, down in the bot lane. They have a
Yes.
true carry in the jungle now this time, not Nocturne.
Right.
So this is going to kind of get more onto what GOAT is known for, and that is just popping off and carrying his team through mid lane, but now it's through jungle.
Yeah, and I like the going from the Renekton to the Veigar mid lane. Renekton was very focused on, like, when you play Renekton into Yasuo, you're playing to win the lane, right? You have to
Yeah.
win the lane and just get him far behind, and that's not what happened. Ford is not so easy to win lane against, even if you feel like you have the advantage. So, and then of course, if Yasuo gets ahead in that matchup, Yasuo stays ahead the entire game. So that was rough. But Veigar, there we go. I like Veigar. I think you give yourself more winning chances if you don't win the lane. I think it's hilarious to be Lord Coffee Table and be like eons below the ranks of everyone else on your team, right? And be pulling 2 bans. Yeah, baby, they got to ban Lord Coffee Table. I was gonna even like try to like how many ranks is that? Like silver, gold, plat, emerald, diamond, essentially 5 ranks below everyone else. He's just a GOAT. The true hero for Shadow of Igris.
He's gonna have to be the GOAT this game
Lord
if he wants to
Coffee
pull it
Table.
into game 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, GOAT's gonna have to be the GOAT. Yeah. I was saying Lord Coffee Table is just the GOAT, obviously, by pulling these bans and enabling this team to even exist. You gotta have Lord Coffee Table just up there, just doing the Lord's work up there, just staying alive and enabling the rest of this team to just be essentially ridiculously broken. But we will see. Poro Pounders, I do like their comp a lot more than game number 1. They could potentially turn it around, or will this be 2-0 for Shadow of Igris and they move on to being, I think, 2-2 then. I think both teams 1-2. So they do, both teams can definitely use this one. As we prepare to load into the game, I'm going to hit that spectator laser. I'm going to hit you guys with that 1-minute ad break, and then we'll catch you guys after a word from our sponsors. But we are not actually sponsored by any of the ads that you see. Please do not take that as any type of affiliation to the Black Twitch League. Stop it. Before we get, because we are actually ready for the game, maybe, kind of. Oh, I'm deaf in the Discord. Hello, hello.
Hello.
To do the changes in here. Here we go. Da da da. Are you paused at 5?
Yes, I am.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You
Yep.
with me? 11. All right, let's get into game number 2 between Shadow of Igris and Poro Pounders. Or I should say Poro Pounders and Shadow of Igris, as Poro Pounders are here on the blue side, looking to get their first victory of the match that they did lose game number 1. Maybe that's a weird way of saying that because it's only been one game. But here we are, and they got something up their sleeves, it seems.
Yeah, looking for maybe a cheeky invade here. They do have the Braum, they have the Volibear, so a lot of CC up front.
Volibear, Ash. Oh,
And there's
boy.
just a natural slow of Ash.
Dong, 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 dong. Dong,
See if
dong,
they
dong,
catch out.
dong.
The ward's going to get dropped down. P Street does spot it. The
Ooh.
Q's not going to connect, so he's just going to walk out. Looks like they're just trying to get down some vision, early vision in this game right now. Trying to figure out where Vimsat's starting.
Minions have spawned.
Vimsat did not start Red Trinket. Unlike Goat, who did. Alright, put a little bit of extra little damage there. On forward. See Peachy and Eviction are waiting down here in the bot bush. Would be hilarious if they were here earlier. It would have been really funny, actually. That would have been really funny if they were in that bush with all 5 members locked into them. I would have loved to have seen that. All right, Lord Coffee Table, show them while you're the GOAT. Lord Coffee Table now up against IQ Island again. IQ Island playing that Cassante, played very aggressively in lane in game number 1. Looking to see if we can replicate that here in game number 2.
Yeah, I think this lane will be a little bit easier here for Coffee Table. Like, yes, Volibear is pretty aggressive laner, but it's not like as bad of a matchup as the Cassante into the Zac.
That's fair, yeah.
And
Oh,
already, look,
level 2
we can
first.
already tell that P Street's doing the Foy P build here. He has Comet. He went with the Doran's Ring.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
So they're definitely playing for the straight up, just poke them out, get them low.
Yeah. He even got his Q and E first. Certainly that's not typically what you would get on Kog'Maw.
Yeah, you
right?
don't max W with this.
Yeah.
You're gonna max your E on AP Kog'Maw.
That makes sense.
So it's
yeah.
just does so much damage. The slow is just lets
Yeah,
you
it's
hit the rest
a
of your
crazy
abilities.
ability, honestly. It's a huge ability, a huge slow, huge damage. AP combo used to be one of my favorite things to play mid lane back in the day. Like, way back in the day. I just think it was so much fun.
Ooh, Ford missing that cannon minion. Gonna have to type to him now.
Feels bad. There's the engage.
Oh, a hook engage here by Inviction Angie though. Gonna hit that double passive onto both of them. Invictions is gonna get stunned up. Smolder's getting down a lot of damage here. P Street trying to get his support out of there. Now the sun's on top of P Street. The sun isn't there quite yet, but now it is. But here comes Vimsat. P Street's gonna flash away and first blood over to Vimsat with a splash on Smolder to pick up the trade. But now Smolder can be in a little bit of danger. And that's be Kog'Maw picking it up with his passive. So great look there for Shadow of Igris.
And Bimstad did end up getting the first blood, snatching it seconds before Smolder was able to get the kill.
Yeah, IQ Islands surprisingly losing the HP trade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The coffee table reset. That's what it was. Okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But now, that healing.
Oh,
Kinda need to get some
Volibear
anti-heal.
is so ridiculous with this healing, man. Every time I see if
you're
I'm like,
gonna-
what is that?
You're gonna need an early Bramble Vest for sure this game. Yeah. Now, Goat looking for a dive on a lower coffee
Really?
table, but this can be a little bit of a dangerous dive. It is Sejuani, but Sejuani's not going to be able to get down the stun.
Uh-oh,
Does get a
look
flash
who's
to get
here.
Both flashes installed, and now
Uh-oh.
Vimstat picking up a kill for himself. So once again, another trade,
Right
and
place
Angie
at
getting
the-
caught out
whoa,
here
whoa,
by Ford and Eviction,
whoa.
and another kill picked up for the side of Shadow. And it's just, exactly what they want. Like,
yeah.
sure, coffee table's dying, but Vimstat's picking up a kill. Ford's picking up kills.
Yep. Vimstat in the right place at the right time yet again. The marks of a good jungler.
Oh, that damage.
Yeah.
Just 1E, quarter of his HP gone.
Do you think it's that important to put that red trinket in the bottom left corner? I mean, that red ward of that Tribush?
You could look for potential TP flanks. It also like protects you from lane ganks.
Yes,
Oh,
I
wait,
know.
which one? The blue one or
the red ward?
one?
The red ward that was just
Yeah,
placed
yeah.
in that Tribush. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I typically try to put that in as much as I can in the bottom left corner of that Tribush, but we just saw someone put it in the center. I was like, so I was gonna like is that important? Is that just me? Is that just like
you
is
you
it
don't
actually
want to
matter?
put it. So if you look at those bushes, whenever you get a chance, it curves around the wall. So if you don't put it in the middle, you don't see the whole bush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Goat looking for a play onto the bot side. Angie and Smolder stepping up, trying to get down some slows, and a nice double stun there by Goat for a kill picked up here for P Street. But Eviction or Vimsat has arrived, picking up one onto the Goat, and now Angie is quick to fall. And now Eviction looking for a hook. Vimsat has the ultimate reset, has the Braum stun. If he can hit this Q, doesn't quite get it, but a nice hook there to get him into the stun. And that's going to be a triple kill picked up for Vimstat. And like you said, he is unstoppable right now.
In the right place at the right time again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
Reading Goat like a book. Knows exactly where he wants to be at all points in this game so far.
No, 5-0, looking a lot like game number 1. It's Vimstat, the Vimstat show yet again. Oh, God, we're going to have to put him in the book and interview him. Oh, Jesus. Newt. Or whatever he says off of. I'm glad he didn't play I'm trying to think of that character. Nico.
IQ
and
Island
they're
and Goat
here.
starting up. But Eviction and Vimstat have once
Vimstat's
again
here
read
again.
it. That's going to be 2 grubs secured though for the
Oh,
side of
Jesus
4 pounders.
Christ.
And as a result, IQ is going to sacrifice himself. And they are going to lose 1 void grub there.
He's everywhere.
He is really everywhere. But Corrupt and Goat looking onto Eviction. Eviction in a little bit of a precarious situation. Is just going to be able to walk away after some dancing. This does put P Street in a pretty vulnerable position, though. Luckily, there are no ultimates on the Ashe, on the Braum for a potential dive. Just has to respect the poke. Oh, look
Wow,
at the damage.
Eviction. I'm just realizing Eviction has been everywhere as well. Eviction 007 here.
P Street getting down
But-
pretty good damage here in a 2v1. I mean, his HP is equal to that of the Ashe, and now Vimstat coming in has the hollow ground to keep himself invisible, trying to get on top. A nice flash there onto Smolder, and Smolder's just going to get dropped by P Street's ultimate, and that's going to get Vimstat a reset and get him out alive, while Corrupt is trying to come down here to catch the wave and hits Vimstat there, but no kill to be gained.
No, they gotta do something. Vipstat is just rolling all over them, just rolling, just everywhere. It's gonna be the dragon. We haven't really seen Goat do anything. I mean, Goat has 2 KP, but this Echo hasn't really done a lot. They did the dive top, but that was immediately killed. Yeah, well, that's just their
secured
dragon
here by Shadow, but a nice flash hook there onto Corrupt. Now Corrupt could be in a little bit of danger. So much damage going down.
Another
Corrupt
kill
should
over
be
to
falling here.
Vimstat,
Doesn't have the damage to follow up with trying to get a trade kill. And now Lord Coffee Table and IQ Island starting to fight in the top side. IQ Island winning this pretty heavy-handedly. That is the benefit to AP Volley Bear. A nice flash there to get outside of the lightning. And that's going to keep him alive for now on the top side.
Yeah, I feel like was it TJ Lanier from Mingos that was playing volleyball at some point, and they just dove that. Like they would just take that. Okay, they're going for the dive here topside again. I don't know if this even.
Yeah, go
like,
up
okay,
here once again.
what does
Starts
he even
tanking
do?
tower
Oh,
and gets
no!
ulted immediately, and that's going to be his
Okay.
ultimate popped. And now IQ Island's the one tanking. He does not have ultimate to disable the tower. They're going to
Are
reset
they
tower
failing
aggro
this
here,
dive?
but
I think
Lord
they're
Coffee
failing this
Table
dive.
Looking for some great plays. Goat's
Does
gonna
he
have to flash
die?
out, but he
Oh
might
my
die, and he
God!
does. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade in a 2v1.
No.
but a pretty big wave missed there for Lord Coffee Table.
I mean, okay.
You got to be happy with it. You know?
I mean, Lord Coffee Table's happy with that. He traded 1 for 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. Lord Coffee Table's happy with that. I'm saying from the side of the
now we
Poro.
have a play breaking out on the left side.
And they're
Athoe's gonna go
dead.
down onto P-Street, but
And
it's not
they're
going to matter.
dead.
Angie's just going to get dropped. Exhaust's going to go down to delay the inevitable just a little bit longer while Smolder gets died by Vimsat. And Vimsat going to pick himself up a kill, and P-Street will get the other. And this should be a pretty hefty amount of tower plates going down. If they so opt to keep the push going.
Oh boy, 8-0-2 for
Goat is here.
Vimstat. Yeah.
But I don't think there's much Goat can do.
Nope. Ah, God. I mean, it's in this game at least. There's like, well, they still have scaling. They have ways of getting back into the game. They are getting behind very quickly here. 4K at 10 minutes, and Viego is yet again an absolute monster. But, I mean, they have a scaling Vagar. I mean, they're ahead topside, although we haven't seen that translate into anything. So, I mean...
Is it going to be enough to shut down the unstoppable Vimstat
I don't
in this game, though?
I don't think so. How much money does Vimstat have compared to everyone else? Vimstat's at 6,400. The richest person on the other side is at 4,200. That's a problem.
IQ Island going in deep on the lower top table. But Vimstat is here just in time. Gets the stun, gets more damage. IQ Island's going to drop the ultimate, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive while Ford gets picked out in the mid lane. Thanks to Corrupt's ultimate, thanks to the stuns from Angie. That's going to be one for one cross map play, and Void Grubs have spawned. Angie, Corrupt, and Goat on their way up. Smolder here, or Ash here.
Okay, they may actually have the number advantage here. They may actually have a chance.
They do have the numbers advantage, but there's
here.
a lot of CC. 1 grub, 2 grubs secured, and Goat's going to go in. House going to drop the ultimate almost immediately, but Vimstat is low. Vimstat's at half HP, trying not to get stunned, trying to stay invisible. Now TP coming in here for Ford. They're trying to get down as much damage as they can. Ford has arrived. He does have so much damage. That's going to be 1 kill picked up. And another one should be here to follow. Vimstat going to be dropped super low. That's going to be 3 for 1. It's Ford against the world. He does
Oh
get
my
but
God!
He's not going to get stunned immediately, but Ford does pick it up with the empowered W
Oh,
auto.
no mana.
And now Angie and Corrupt in danger. Corrupt has no mana. Angie does not have the move speed to get away. A nice Q and a triple kill picked up for Ford.
Well, it was almost looking. Overall, I guess that was positive for Poro Pounders. Isn't there still a grub there? Yeah, there's still a grub there. All right. The last grub is just going to be left to die. Or, I mean, are they going to get the last? Is anyone going to get the last grub? Anyone care about the last grub? Do we realize that there's still a grub left? Hello?
I think both teams are sitting at. I think Shadow is sitting at 3, and Poro Pounder is sitting at 1. So actually securing that last grub doesn't really net you anything. You don't get the Void Might spawn.
No one cares. Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, Goat is here. He's gonna clear a ward. Might just pick it up for the XP. No.
No, we don't care.
Yeah, Ford getting kind of chunked here, taking a lot of damage there by Corrupt. Corrupt starting to pick up. He is. They are 3 and 1.
Mm-hmm. True.
And just Ford has to be super careful. And here, Corrupt does have the ultimate
anything
available.
that could get a team back in the game, it's infinitely scaling Vagar.
Yeah. Now, IQ Islands trying to get some more pushing power up here in the top side. I don't think there's much kill threat on him unless Vimstat is there.
AP has the Rod of Ages on this Volibear.
Yeah, he's going to do this weird AP tank BS that I hate, but it's in the game, so got to deal with it.
Yep.
Angie looking on top of Eviction. Eviction's going to drop the hook while Vimstat walks right into Corrupt. Corrupt is not even paying attention. That's going to be 1 kill picked up, and now Vimstat is the infinite scalar Gygar. It's going to scare Poro Pounders away, and this should be Dragon. Only way they can really get this is if maybe we see a steal from Goat.
I actually don't know what was happening.
Oh, Goat's going in. He does get the combo, but it's not going to be enough to fell the Dragon. And that's gonna be
I just realized, as Vagar, what you see the mist on the ground? Why are you just walking towards it like with reckless abandon? You just, like by yourself, like what? There is a 9-1 Vagar in that mist. I mean, Viego in that mist. He's going to turn into Vagar after he kills you.
Ooh,
Ghost is not very
Taking some
strong
damage
right
here.
now.
Ford trying to like strong
Yeah,
hand this
Jesus
guy. Gets
Christ,
Goat
yeah.
down to pretty low. Ford
Oh,
does have
Goat's
the ultimate to pop him
dead.
right back into Vimsat. Vimsat's going to connect the ultimate, and now Goat caught out while Corrupt is going to get hooked there by Inviction. Inviction's going to drop the ultimate. It looks like they're going to try to continue this
Oh, boy.
chase, trying to get more damage in. Ford's
Auto.
coming around the
Oh,
corner.
this is
Lord
so
Coffee Table's
dead.
here. CC chain, knock up, dead.
Yeah.
And now P Street getting a little bit of action himself. He's going to have to flash away from the Braum passive.
That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I would say Go wasn't even caught out there. Go like started that, initiated that fight. I'm like, wait, but you're not strong enough to do this. Actually, you're not strong right now. This Echo's not strong.
Oh, P Street thriving super well in this 2v1.
Yeah.
I feel like
Enabling
Inviction's been
Inviction to
around
be
the map.
everywhere. Yeah, he has
Yeah.
12 assists. And Inviction has 12 KP. His ADC only has 7. What has happened here? Well, Inviction's just been not in lane. He's been out here chilling. And with AP combo, he just demolishes the wave and pokes him far away. He's just 1v2ing here. This isn't even in your jungle, buddy.
Yeah,
It
Goat
isn't even
trying
your
to
jungle.
secure what he can. Trying to contest this. Does get the grub secured, but Vimstat and Lord Coffee Table are here and ready to fight if they so choose. Are going to spot out IQ Islands, but back to normal stuff. Trying to farm up, trying to get that gold where they can. Oh, Ford gonna spot out Corrupt. Corrupt's not gonna be able to
with
land the
some
stun,
decent
but
moves.
it's gonna be
I thought that
Ash
was
arrow
Ooh,
almost hitting, but now
they think that
Corrupt
was
could be in a little
friendly.
bit of danger. Does have the tower. It's gonna flash away from Ford's E,
Oh,
but
rest in
does get hit
peace.
by the ultimate, and this should just be him
Yeah.
falling to P Street. Now Lord
Oh,
Coffee Table
this
doing the
this
TP
dive
into a
again,
dive,
bro.
but this is a little bit dangerous here.
Oh
Actually, the tower
my
should fall here, but
God.
IQ. Oh my God,
Oh
Lord
my
Coffee Table.
God.
IQ Island just not choosing to ult to disable the tower, and now Lord
Oh,
Coffee Table
man.
because looking into a 2v1 for themselves, but it looks like Echoes is going to be able to get away, but I cannot believe.
Yet again, Lord Coffee Table getting a kill on IQ Island. Lord Coffee Table better than IQ Island? Huh? Power rankings for the laners. Lord Coffee Table. Oh man, oh man. I don't know. I don't know why they would go for that
Oh.
again.
Oh, Brommel going wide. But now we have another re-engage down here. Now
Ooh, rest in
Vimstat
peace.
is on the back line, instantly kills Corrupt, and now there's just so much more damage. Angie's not going to be able to survive the onslaught. That's going to be a double kill picked up for Vimstat while Goat
that's
ults to
tough.
the back line to just try to stay alive. Maybe tries to catch the wave, but there's still cannon minion here. There are still people to tank if they want to push for the ends. So they have to be careful here. Lord Coffee Table doesn't have TP, but Ford does have TP. It looks like they will reset. Not going to try to pressure anything, but Inviction spots out IQ and then a nice hook there, and Ford is on the other side of the wall just waiting, trying to get down some more damage. That should be IQ Island falling here to the barrage. If P Street can hit one more, a nice hook there, and Vimstat's going to pick it up for himself. And that is going to be just so much gold fluctuated into them.
Look at Lord Coffee Table with the big push.
Yeah,
Oh.
P Street. Oh, P Street could be in a little bit of trouble here. Corrupt does have the ultimate. Is not.
Yep.
Oh, Corrupt's going to drop the ultimate onto Ford, but
Woo!
not onto P Street.
Taking a lot
Now
of damage.
Corrupt could be in a little bit of danger here. Goat is trying to get some more plays around here. The Q
Oh,
doesn't
no.
quite connect. That's going to be P Street walking out at the sacrifice of Ford. And this is now a 9K or 8K gold lead, 18 minutes. So not as massive as it was last game. So improvements? Question mark.
I guess. Because they have Vagar now. They at least have someone that could do something if behind, I guess.
I could look at the gold. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the
Yeah.
gold lead is literally on Vimstat, unironically.
Yep. And I mean, they have some smaller ones, 1.4 in the mid, 1.7 in the bot on ADC, 1K on the supports, and yeah, and then a casual 5,000 in the jungle. Yep. 3 items to 1, and the makings of another one. That's tough. That's tough.
Coffee table looking for the ult on the Corrupt, but it doesn't.
You don't
quite
even
connect. Now
kill this
Ford
man. You don't
walking
even
into
kill this
Goat,
man.
but
You don't even
Ford
kill
is
this
so
man.
tanky. Just look at his items. He does not fall that easily, but Corrupt is here trying to get down more damage. A nice
now he
fucking
will
burst
die.
there.
Look at
That
that.
should be Ford falling, but that was a lot invested
a
just for
lot.
one
Yeah.
man, and that man isn't even the army of Vimstad that you have to get through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that damage.
Mm.
Goat looking for an engage, does hit the double stun onto Peachtree and onto Coffee Table, but is not enough to complete the kill. But here comes
Okay.
IQ Island jumping into the back line, trying to pick up more. But Vimsat will get one. He
It's gonna
does
be
get
a
the
lot of
first
damage.
reset. Can he turn
Okay.
into more Peachtree? Just sitting untouched in the back line. But Vimsat going to get jumped down
Oh,
so low. But
no.
Vimsat picking up the Braum
Are
reset.
they not killing
using
Vimstat
that wall
here?
to block some damage.
Oh,
Peachtree trying to
no.
get more damage down, but a flash forward by Goat to complete the kill. But Vimstat
Woo.
is here to get the resets, but Corrupt gets him before he
Okay.
can. And that's going to be the delayed ace for one. Oh, Ford with the TP.
Oh, okay.
Ford with the TP to pick up one tower here, but Corrupt should be able to get back
Okay.
in time to save the game.
Okay. Okay.
And I mean, that fight was a 4v5, and it was an equal trade of kills.
Oh, and they're going for it
Ford.
further.
Ford with the
Ford.
the tower
Oh.
shot. Coffee Table gonna
Oh.
TP in as well. Didn't even
Oh.
notice the TP, and he's gonna try to get Corrupt low, but
Okay.
he's just gonna fall as well.
All
They're
righty.
feeding kills to the Bygar, the one man you don't want.
Okay. I mean, all right. Okay. They tried to end, I guess.
They really did try to force that. Now, looking towards the
I can't believe
potential
we're only
Baron,
at 20 minutes.
Eviction might be in a little bit of trouble. IQ Island's going to get the first stun. Doesn't have the quick blades done quite yet, so it's not going to be able to get those quick cooldown resets. But Peachtree is here. Goat is going to drop the sphere down for the stun, gets the stun onto Eviction. Now Eviction going to be dropped down super low and dead to IQ Island. Vimstat and Peachtree here trying to turn this around, but it is not looking good right now. It is a 4v5. They have the numbers, they have the power, but this was the same exact numbers it was last fight. And it didn't quite turn out that good. I guess it was an equal trade. Oh, Ford. Ash Arrow going out. Does connect on the Vimsat, so Goat's going to go on to Vimsat, but Coffee Table's there for the interrupt. Angie trying to defend Goat as best she can, and he's going to drop the ultimate back. Now Angie's going to get dropped down to a quarter HP and should fall to Peachtree. Does, and now Goat in a little bit of a precarious situation.
Volibear has
tries to dive in
TP.
to get down more damage while Ford is on
Volibear
the
doesn't
backside
want a
getting rid
TP.
of Smolder. Smolder just kind of running for their life right now, but Ford just doesn't care. Sitting there right on top of him. He's going to pop the barrier. Does pop the
Okay.
flash, but it might be too little, too late. It is IQ Island versus the world right now. Let's see if they decide to go for Baron while Smolder is just trying to buy time at this point. Oh, Ford. Oh, no, Ford. Ford just playing with his food. Does connect the kill. And that's going to be Baron
Okay,
picked
so
up here for Shadow
Volibear
of-
did have teleport available. I was like throughout that whole fight, and I was like, wait.
Teleporting into 4 people, especially when Vimstat
Well, I mean,
is
like
still nice and
while the
healthy.
fight was still happening, I guess. But
Oh.
like, yeah, like while the fight was still happening, whenever, as soon as the Ash Arrow lands on Vimstat, I think, I would have wanted to see that.
That definitely would have been the best time to look if at
Mhm.
any point at all. They have started to close the gold lead though.
Yeah.
No longer 8K, but 6.5.
Yeah, that
So
makes
starting to get some of this money back. Dragon will be on the table here shortly. 1 minute on that. That is sole for Shadow of Igris if they can complete the kill. Vimstat looking into the enemy's jungler.
Uh-oh.
Does find Goat. Gets the stun onto Goat. So much
Oh,
damage.
Goat
The
is
Echo
so
ult is going to have
gone.
to get used almost immediately.
Oh.
Vimstat is just going to be able to walk out, but he does get chain CC there by Corrupt, by Smolder, but he does not
Well,
care.
here comes
Now
Ford.
Corrupt is in a little bit of danger. Ford is on the backside.
Uh-oh,
pushing IQ
you don't want
Island
Vanguard
away.
dead.
That's going to be the first kill picked up, and now IQ Island with the stun. Ford trying to complete the kill on the Goat, but is not able to quite complete it, and IQ Island's going to have to use the ult to jump out. And now we have a 4v5 barreling down mid, has the Baron. This should be at least an inhibitor secured, maybe 2 if they rotate to the bot side. IQ Island looking for a play onto Ford, does get the stun. Angie is here to back them up if needed, but is not there quite enough. Hits a nice double knockup, but IQ Island is going to get dropped down solo. P Street shooting down so many barrages, so much damage. Goat and IQ Island that one shot while Angie is in the front line all by herself, and she does fall. And now it is Smolder versus IQ Island. Eviction does hit the ult, and now it's just over. I don't think they have the stats here to really defend. Corrupt has to do a miracle play, does get one, but does not have the damage to kill the rest off just quite fast enough. IQ Island's trying to buy Corrupt some time. Vimstat does get stunned, but has the Sterix gauge to keep him alive, and that's going to be the ace, and that is going to be the series to Shadow of Igris.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough, man. I don't know. 17-2 and 13 on Vimstat. Vimstat just has another incredible game. Incredible game there for Vimstat. Incredible game number 2. And yeah, I just the go to jungle. Like again, they didn't have the main jungler. Maybe they just didn't have the personnel, and Goat just had to fill in the jungle here. Maybe that's what ended up happening here. But if it was like a thing that they were trying to do strategically, I don't think it really worked out for them. I would have loved to see Goat in the mid lane, but hey, it is what it is. Shadow of Igris is a very strong team. If you can't take advantage of their weakness in top lane, I mean, like it's very tough.
Yeah,
and they weren't able to do
put
that.
them, what, 2-2?
Yes, that should put them 2-2, and I think that puts Poro Pounders as 1-3. But it's going to be the victory and the most damage of the game actually being done by the Coggles. Kog'Maw doing 33,000 damage, actually 12, 3, and 11, just barraging people constantly with that ability, with that AP Kog'Maw build in the bot lane. But I think Vimstat is still probably the story of the series. We're probably going to give it to Vimstat, give Vimstat in here to talk his talk and do his stuff. I suppose we can give it to him. I guess whatever. I guess he did alright.
Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Hey man, what's
How
up?
is it going? You are the MVP for this series. You had some pretty dominating games there on Talia, on the Viego. I noticed you didn't go with Nico. What, are you scared or something? What's going on here?
No, it's just in a bad spot right now. I don't think it's a good pick, especially into the team comp that they drafted.
Yeah. Well, looking at both those games, you really did have, I feel like, Goat's number basically tracked that whole game. So how was tracking the enemy jungler and making sure that your team responded well to Goat's ganks and ensuring that you were there for the counter ganks? How was that going for you?
I mean, I think it was pretty easy. I thought it was a little weird that they had their best player like off role playing jungle. I mean, I feel a little bit bad because you can tell he doesn't really play the role. So I thought it was pretty easy to track him, I think. But
Okay.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
How was I mean, obviously don't disclose how you guys prep and stuff, but how was prep for this series? You guys both going into the series 1 and 2, and going 2-2 is pretty big, especially when I believe there's only 7 games in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. So you really do want to keep that positive win rate going. So how was prep? Were you guys worried at all that going down 1-3 as a potential, or were you guys pretty confident in this series?
to be honest, we didn't really prep at all this series.
Gosh, what is up with these teams and
Right.
not prepping?
Right.
It was like 10 minutes before we just looked at their multi-OPGG and thought about bans. But
Have you seen? I'm sure you've already seen the team play. Like you've seen all the teams play. I imagine you know something about Poro Pounders going into it already.
Yeah, I mean, I was really scared of GoPM. Like in the first game, we were banning Acel because we thought he was playing mid lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so that was a little bit weird seeing him go jungle. But we did see that he was playing jungle this split. Like he's only playing jungle this split. So.
Oh really? Okay.
His Kha'Zix looks really scary, to be honest.
Oh, that's why you guys are banning Kazi. Okay, so the jungle bans that you banned were planning for like goat jungle at that point. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, well that's all I got, Etoe. Unless you got anything else.
I don't really have a lot. I was disappointed to see goat go to the jungle. I feel like it didn't work out for them at all. I think the crux of that team, like Poro Pounders, whenever they do well, it seems to be off of the back of goat going crazy in the mid lane. So I don't know. I was kind of just I wanted to see something cooler here. I don't know. I was like, all right, this is the two highest elo people, and then I was like, are they are because it's the two highest elo people in the tournament. They're like, did Goat want to just try Vimstat in the jungle, try him in his own territory? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. It's like, well, let's.
That means next time you see them, if you do see them again, you gotta play mid.
yeah. Throw Vimstat mid or something. Yeah, like ask him, invite him to the mid lane or something if you want to like ego it. I don't know what was going on there. Like, all right, sure, you could go jungle, I guess, but like Vimstat does live there. Like, I don't know. It just felt like you just went absolutely crazy. So, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't that close of a series in the end. So, but
Yeah,
guys, listen to you guys. Lord Coffee Table, the goat up there, got a solo kill, survived those ganks, survived those tower dives. What do you have to say about Lord Coffee Table holding it down and making your 9-point team legal?
I mean, he's insane. Like, for a wrong player,
Right.
he is the most, like, he will do anything you ask of him, and he's, like, the most team-oriented player I've ever played with. He's the GOAT, like, actually.
Okay. And I think that's exactly what you need to find whenever you need you need the lower elo to play just like, and it feels like he's completely fine with getting no resources top at all and just like surviving. Like teams try to pick on him and it didn't work at all. It didn't work even kind of in this game. He literally got a solo kill as Zach in the first game and got kills when he was getting dived in game number 2. So yeah, Lord Coffee Table is really what I feel like should get a lot of like props here. Like you see the rest of the team, yes, we know Vimstat, Ford, P Street, and Victory, all those are all very solid players. How does Inviction feel about not getting his Thresh banned ever this season?
I mean, he hasn't really been begging to play it, but his thresh is insane. Did you guys see that play in the first game?
The hook onto Cassante that let him get to to let him get to the running away Nocturne. I was just so mad about it. I was like, whoa, bro! Like you see Nocturne trying to run away, you get hooked, and then you dash towards your Nocturne, and then it just he just killed him. I'm like, all right, well, yeah. Of course, Inviction goes for that. Of course, 100%, every single time. He saw the play happening. I'm like, yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. I'm like, yeah, of course. Yeah. So I mean, congratulations to you guys. Do you have a prediction for the next game? That'll be who is it? It's the Mingos and Elysium Gnomes. I know people. Are you going to be doing the power rankings? People are asking for the power rankings. This is the guy that writes them. By the way, chat. This is the person to flame.
They'll be out on Monday, but I think Mingos is gonna quick 2-0 them. Mingos looks really insane. DD's is, I would say he's the best player in the league. He's
yeah,
really good.
you think so? Okay. I mean, yeah, he's super solid playing on that ADC. DDS on the Mingos. And yeah, in terms of actually even in terms of just pure rank, is one of the higher ranked players on the team. Has been doing amazingly over there. I think they won the arena tournament if I remember correctly. I think DDS is one of the people that were in the arena tournament whenever we did the 2v2 arena tournament.
I'm not surprised. Their mechanics are insane. Like I really like watching their games because their mechanics are really clean.
Yeah, it feels like that's what I'm saying. They take people into the doghouse and to like these really micro mechanics like scraps early on, and they just win them all. They just keep winning these scraps. And it's like, yeah, you can tell like this will be like people that love playing arena because that's like the way they play that's how they play Summoner's Rift, as if it's an arena.
Yeah.
Cowboy number there's Drew there in the chat. Yeah, and it is working so far. They're undefeated. But all right, I mean, I got nothing else. We got a little bit of time until this next game. It means I got enough time to make myself some food before this next game. And that'll be Elysium Gnomes versus the Mingos. We'll see if a team is actually able to take a game off of the Mingos. They haven't lost a game since I think the first week. Since the first game, I think, of the first week. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. We're going to throw a raid out to... It would be so funny. That'd be so... Alright, we're going to throw a quick raid over to the person that used to run this league before I took it away from him and probably hates me, but it'll be funny. This is Pargan. If any of you guys are back around from BTL season 6 and before that, then you know the legend of Pargan. Apparently Pargan is streaming on Twitch, and I can't resist the temptation to host to raid the guy that probably hates me. But we're gonna go ahead and raid Pargan, and we'll be back in about an hour and 20 minutes for the second match of the night. So go say hi to Pargan, and said Etoe sent you, and he'll doesn't like me, but hey, it'll be funny. And we'll see you guys whenever we're next live.